If you go to a restaurant and you bring your own food, the best thing is to always ask if it's okay to bring your own food in the restaurant before you decide to eat your own food in the restaurant. It's just polite manners. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. And today I have a quick coffee and story time video. And today's coffee and story time, it's going to be the time my friends were super respectful of not eating at the restaurant I worked at because they wanted to be respectful of the place I worked at. They had all brought their own food, and they were super kind and thinking, and then they didn't want me to get in trouble for thinking I let them eat at the restaurant with their own food. So this is a story just to let you guys know, if you don't know if you can eat your own food at a restaurant, it's always good to ask first before you decide to eat your own food, especially if you're going to an outside eating area. It's just really considerate because there are some restaurants that do not allow people to bring their own food in a restaurant. It's just like not really a good thing. So just keep that in mind, that if you go to a restaurant and you're hungry and you bring food with you from either home or something, you should always ask first before you eat your own food in a restaurant. So I'm gonna get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this all began, I think, about 7 years ago. I was working, at that time I was working as a floater at a coffee shop. So I was hanging out with my friends, and we were with a couple supervisors because we were with a local program. And so we were wandering around my city I lived in, and we were taking walks and everything. We were going in and out of stores, just looking around, doing some budgeting practice and stuff, and it was really fun. And some people liked looking at all the stores, which kept them busy. So as we're in the stores, some people get hungry later. So some people find an outside eating area, and little did they know it was the outside eating area of the coffee shop / bar that I worked at. So they go and sit there. Some of my friends decide to go and sit there. So we decided to quickly sit there really quick and discuss what we were doing. And it was around lunchtime. Some people were getting kind of hungry, and they're like, "Can we just eat our lunch here?" And the supervisor was like, "I don't really think that's a good idea." And everybody was like kind of confused, and they were like, "Why can't we just eat our food here? It's just an outside eating area." But little did they know was the outside eating area was actually connected to the restaurant I used to work at. So my supervisor was like, "Well, Mena works here and we're not paying customers. So it's probably a good idea if we go and eat our food somewhere else. Or else, just to be safe, because we don't want to get in trouble, or we don't want Mena to get in trouble, and yada, yada, yada." And I thought that was really respectful of the supervisor. But later on, we did realize we could eat our own food in the restaurant, because they've actually let us eat our own food in the restaurant one time. And so basically what happened was my supervisor just wanted to leave because they didn't want us getting in trouble for eating our own food, just in case it wasn't okay. Okay, so once everyone understood that, they all start packing all their food up, and then we leave, and then we just go to a local park to eat our lunches. And then I thanked everybody for being respectful of my work, just in case we weren't allowed to eat there. And they were like, "Oh, of course, Mena, we just wanted to make sure that you didn't get in trouble for letting us eat there, just in case it wasn't okay," and blah, 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 blah. And I thought that was really nice of them. So once we got to the local park, it wasn't too far. It was actually just right down the street from the coffee shop that I worked at. So we just went there, and everybody started eating their lunches, and everything went really well. And then we just talked about what we were doing for the rest of the day. So the moral of the story is a good thing to do is if you're going to a restaurant and you have your own food, it's probably a good idea to ask first before you decide to eat your own food at a restaurant, because there are some restaurants that are quite strict about people bringing their own food in. But if you have a friend that works at this restaurant and you're not sure if you are allowed to bring your own food into the restaurant, just maybe it's a good idea to leave the restaurant so then your friend doesn't get in trouble just in case they work at that place. So it's just really good to be respectful just in case you have friends who work at a certain restaurant or something, because you don't want them to get in trouble for letting you eat there when you have your own food. And also be aware of when an outside eating area is connected to a restaurant, even if it's not inside near where the restaurant is. Just keep in mind that it is connected to the restaurant still, even if it's like not right next to the restaurant. So it's always just good to be respectful just in case you're not allowed to eat your own food. So that was a story about how my friends were super respectful of not eating at the restaurant I worked at when they had their own food, just in case it wasn't okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!